Well, it's time. A lot of you have been waiting for it, and we are rolling up upon it quickly. The 2021 U.S. Open. It's time for some barebow. It's barebow competition. It's some new names. It's some familiar names. But
yeah.
First up in this one, we're going to get to see the women senior division in barebow. And the distance stays the same from compound, 50 meters, but the target face changes a little bit.
Yeah, it goes from to the big 122 like we saw the recurve people shooting, but it's at 50 meters. But, I mean, they have also taken away their sights, their peeps, their releases, their stabilizers, pretty much everything but the bow and the arrow. So, and that kind of fits the name barebow for sure.
All right, so the archers are heading out onto the field of play. And here are some new faces for you. As we transition to our shot, when the barebow archers will come to, this is the first gold medal match for each of these archers.
Yeah.
So being instructed on what to do. So the right part of your screen is 26-year-old Vijaya Lakshmi, originally from India, now living in Colorado. And Samantha Gildenhuys from Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, by way of Canada, by way of South Africa.
Oh, wow.
Part of a family of 4. Each of these athletes has only been in the United States for a handful of years. Samantha has been here, since the mid-2000s, and Vijay has been here since 2017, got her master's degree here in the United States, and has been shooting barebow for just a year and a half. What is it about this women's barebow that brings out these incredible shooters that have only been shooting a couple of years, Rio? I mean, it's so competitive, this class.
And it's so interesting because it's really had a really huge insurge in the last while. I mean, barebow is just, in the past few years, just to me, has really grown and grown. I mean, we're seeing videos on the internet of them just the numbers of views going crazy, and barebow is just really taking kind of a new hold that is something different and interesting. I mean, it's been around forever, but to really see it, and I think that's what's bringing in a lot of these new faces that are just more competitive in different ways.
Lakshmi leads us off. And again, this is barebow. Tell us about barebow. What are we looking at compared to an Olympic recurve?
Without the sight, you don't have stabilizers to help stabilize the bow. It's a little different. A lot of them will use the point of the arrow to aim with, versus the other ones we saw have sights and line it all up and everything else. And you'll see they shoot a lot quicker. I mean, they don't have all the other stuff to deal with. I mean, but it's a hard. Anyone that says this is easy is crazy, because, I mean, we talked about trying it ourselves when we shot today, and it was just, I said I'd have to go back behind the target and find arrows.
There's no question about it. And, you leading up to this, we've seen, obviously, the top recurve, Olympic recurve, the top compounders just draining the 10. They get a 9. It's like, oh my gosh, they got a 9. But in barebow, it's a different story, isn't it?
100%.
We miss a 10, we're upset. They hit a 10, they're elated.
Yep.
And so you look at the score, and we're back to set scoring system. So before we talk about the score, it looks like Gildenhuys is going to take a 2-0 lead. Set score system is?
Well, you do it on your ends. Your end totals will give you a set system points. Whoever has the highest will get the 2 points. If you tie, you split it at 1, and that's where you end up with the set points, which is what means everything. The first person to reach 6 will be your winner, and so it kind of adds a little dramatically different. And so, especially with the barebow, because the scores can vary dramatically, but as soon as they're done, those are all wiped away, and she has 2 set points.
So, Rio, I'm going to tell you a story that's so interesting, and I know you're going to find it very interesting. Samantha Gildenhuys, who is leading this, she came here to this match, USA Archery Nationals and the 2021 U.S. Open, to get her gold pin. Not to win this tournament, not to even shoot for gold, but to get her gold pin. Do you even remember what I'm talking about when I say gold pin?
Yeah, it's for different levels of shooting that you've achieved in USA Archery.
Yeah, so it's a USA Archery achievement board, if you will. It's an opportunity for those that shoot. There's something that USA Archery has called JOAD program, Junior Olympic Archery Development Program, which encourages kids to shoot.
Yeah.
And how they do that is they set certain distances, certain scores, and you earn pins that are on basically a ribbon. And adults have that program as well. And so for Samantha Gildenhuys, she came here just to get her gold pin. She just won her silver pin last week. And the thing is, you have to do it tournament to tournament. Next thing you know, the 49-year-old finds herself in a gold medal match.
Yeah.
They're both nervous. They're both excited.
Yeah.
Because Vijaya Lakshmi, same situation in terms of, I've been shooting a year and a half. I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea.
Well, and because Barebow doesn't get it as much, it's a whole different venue out there for them. A lot of these other guys that have done this is not that different from them.
Yeah.
We talked about Jack and them being from the Olympics. They've stepped on that stage before. These two have never, ever been out there, so it adds a lot of extras to it. But, again, there's a 10, yeah.
Excellent shot.
Yeah. And she needed that, being trailing 2 set points. I mean.
So for Vijaya Lakshmi, she actually used to shoot in India, where she's originally from. She used to shoot recurve, Olympic-style recurve. So she has a good, solid foundation.
Yeah.
But it doesn't all translate. The majority of it translates.
Yeah, I mean, execution of the shot, how you come across. There's some of that you can kind of.
Oh!
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Wow.
That's impressive there for sure. And like I said, some of it comes across, some doesn't. I mean, you're talking about where you aim with the point of your arrow and everything else, but that 10 gave her the 2 set points. I mean, thereafter, you had your opponent shoot a 10. You're like, man, she's probably going to get the points, and to step up and throw a 10 down there was huge.
A good answer too.
Yeah.
A good answer.
Well,
for
we
the
have
way
one.
that,
We have one close there by the looks of the judge, and that could split the set. We could have our first tie in a set to split it, because we haven't had that yet today.
Gildenhuys, part of a family of 4, and they all shoot archery. So looking on.
Again, this is where a good agent helps you with a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Oh yeah, to let you know.
Oh yeah, is it there? Is it not? Now he's gonna wait and tell him what it is.
So the agents are the athlete's choice for people that are going to go down and basically fight for them, represent them, fight for their scores. If there's any discrepancy, they're also going to pull their arrows and make sure that everything is good with the fletching, and in case there are arrows that contact each other.
And sign the scorecard and everything else like that. So that one was upgraded to an 8, and the other one on the other side is downgraded to a 7. So I mean, it changed everything.
Yeah, so as we look at it in our scoring after end number 2, it looks like Vijaya Lakshmi at 24 points with Samantha Gildenhuys at 25.
Yeah.
So it looks like Gildenhuys will be ahead 4 set points to 0.
Yeah, and that makes it's a tough hill to climb when you're down 4-0.
But again, familiar names in this one, by the way. The stars of the sport from the last couple years, especially last year, Chrissy Lyons and Claire Z. If you're familiar with Barebow, they shot off for bronze with Claire Z going 6-5 in set points. Chrissy Lyons taking it all the way down to the wire. So Claire Z, your gold medal winner for the last 2 years here at the U.S. Open, your bronze medalist, opening the door for these two, and a new gold medal winner. Good start for Lakshmi.
Well, we're at 2 points split, so it's like a new event.
Oh yeah, so the scores have been updated, Rio.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. So now it goes to just a few more sets of arrows. Yeah. That's a good end.
I mean, look.
I mean,
That's a Barebow, people.
Yeah.
That literally.
Yeah, that was an awesome end.
Yeah, that was a great end for Lakshmi.
It gives her a definite little advantage there going in. Puts her up 4-2, and it'll make for a challenge for your opponent. Like when you're up 4-2, you gotta tie or beat them. That is the biggest thing that people don't realize. I mean, it's like anytime that 4 appears, you can lose then the next 3 arrows, and I think that's a missed part of the set system.
For anyone who picked up a bow as a kid, maybe at camp, maybe someone had one laying around, and it's as simple as you like it, this is the opportunity to come on out and compete at the national level. I mean, the amount of barebow shooters that registered to come here, Rio, nearly made up half of the total attendance. I mean, barebow is so strong. There's so many resources available for you out on the internet to learn about all the different techniques, because trust me, it's not just pick a bow up, pull it back, go to anchor, and let it rip.
No, they figured out weights of arrows for point of aim and different stuff in those ways, and what shoots good and what doesn't,
and how to walk up in a string.
But the biggest thing is like it shows that if you want to take a pretty decent little setup, I mean, you're not going to have to spend the tons of money and everything else. You can shoot barebow. That is a cool part. A guy can walk in a store and buy a bow and shoot barebow.
Yep.
Not that you're going to shoot it at the level these people are shooting it at, but you can do it, and
you can. And with some great instruction. I mean, Claire Z, who was our bronze medal this year after winning a couple of years, she came from competitive pistol shooting. She burst onto the scene and won the championship, and now able to sustain it. Chrissy Lyons, another one, who started off literally the moment she shot a bow, she was already under coaching and stormed onto the scene as well. So now here we have these two incredible shooters. Vijaya Lakshmi, athlete closest to us, was our #1 qualifier. Samantha Gildenhuys, our #6 qualifier. And through single round eliminations that happened earlier today, you never know in single round eliminations, do you, Rio?
No, but that's a cool part. Like, and for somebody to understand it a little better, there's a good open door there. For to help understand, it's like the NCAA tournament. It's a 1 game and you advance, or 1 game and you lose.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter if you qualified 75th or 1st, you still got to win that set, that whole match. And to me, that's a big part of this.
All right, so Lakshmi, still 10 seconds on the clock. No big deal for barebow. They just get it back there, get that aim on, and let her rip. So from the time she pulled that bow back to the time she released it was just about 3.5 seconds.
Woof.
So a 20-second shot clock.
Seems like a day.
It seems like a day for a barebow athlete, 100%.
Yeah. And then she's got all her arrows high. So, I mean, maybe she needs to tap herself on the head to move her sight down a little bit. I don't know,
Since there is no sight.
Yeah.
I need to drop my chin 2 millimeters.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, because like I said, I would miss the bail. I wouldn't be able to bring enough arrows.
Well, practice. I mean, it really is just about that and finding the opportunity to get out and shoot your bow.
Yep. And that's what I say. Well, that's what makes it impressive is these gals are doing it at a high level with such little aids to help them hit the target. So now it's going to be a 4-4. Maybe we get our first tie today.
Could we get our first tie?
Yeah.
What's going to happen if we do get a tie?
1 arrow closest to center. All the fun and everything else will come down to that 1 arrow. Whoever can put it closest to the center of the target. And nothing more nerve-wracking than that.
And how we get to a tie. If they split this set and we go 5-5.
Yep. If they split the set, you end up with that magical 1 arrow, and here you go, all the arrows you've shot today, and it will be decided by 1 arrow.
So it's Vijaya Lakshmi, Samantha Gildenhuys going after it.
They're down there marking the targets because you never know with an arrow. If it passes through, they can locate the arrow that was passed through if it passes through, because it'll be an unmarked hole. So that's just one way they do that to help.
And that's just more history of the sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not only have arrows and bows evolved over the years. I mean, you look at this, these athletes both are shooting a takedown recurve bow.
Yeah.
It's not like it was, say, in the 1970s necessarily, the 60s or the 50s, but also target butts. The actual way you stop that arrow has also evolved over the years. And
the stop for the arrow,
Yeah, and that's really helped out quite a bit as well. Yeah. But we still do it because you still get if someone hits that same arrow hole time and time again, you could get a pass through.
Yeah.
All right, end number 5.
There's a tall 8. And the wind seems to be let down a little bit. I mean, ooh, and a 10. Oh.
Little smile on Samantha's face.
And another 8. The one fun part about Barebow is that 10 could be wiped away in a heartbeat.
It could be.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it makes for a fun game. There's an 8, so she's got a 2-point lead going to the last arrow.
Can VJ get a 10?
Oh,
just launched that one up into the 5 ring.
Maybe come off her fingers a little fast or quick. And
she's somewhere in the middle here for Samantha. And it's going to be gold medal. And look at that shot. What a way to finish off with Barebow. 10-8-8.
Yeah.
And the gold medal.
Yeah.
Waiting for those scores to be verified by our judges. This is what a lot of people tuned into to the 2021 USA Archery U.S. Open here in Dorey Park in Virginia.
And it makes you feel good. She beat the gal who qualified very first for the and so, you know, that's an interesting part that we don't always talk a lot about is where you qualified to get into these matches. And so for her to win, she took out the #1 seed.
Yeah, and this is the way the majority of the USA Archery tournaments go.
Yeah.
You have a qualifying round, then you go into single round eliminations, giving yourself an opportunity. You get into the qualification rounds and you get into that top 64, and anyone can win this tournament.
Yeah.
That's why you need to be looking at usaarchery.org and check out how you can come shoot.
Yeah, for sure. Get out there and shoot some arrows. I mean, it's a good time, and I will say it's one really cool thing you can do with your whole family.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of things out there that you can do, but like I said, it's a great family thing. My family's done it up my whole life. It's just something fun that and like I said, the people around are really, really, really good in archery. Really will help you. Really will do a lot, and it's a good sport.
So the first of our Barebow Senior competitions in the books. We have one more to go. But that was quite the entertaining match. Quite a few 10s thrown up by the Barebow Senior women. And so now we'll have an opportunity to talk to Samantha Gildenhuys. Well, Samantha, you came here to get your gold pin.
I did that,
And you roll out with a gold medal. Congratulations. How was it?
It's hard to explain. This morning I said, let's just do this for everybody because it seems like we have to present well for not just the Lady Barebow, but for Barebow in general. I'm rather emotional. I wasn't expecting this. I'm sorry.
No, it's quite all right, really, because, you know, the thing that was interesting is on the field of play today while you were shooting, your competitors were cheering you on.
Yes.
And talk about the community that is Barebow.
I have met so many wonderful people. They are an inspiration to me every time, just being on the line with new ladies, meeting new people. I shot a while back and then took a break and I'm back. And it's nice to see that there are so many new people and that actually everybody's doing well. It's a wonderful experience. So if anybody wants to get into archery, Barebow is the place to start.
Well, congratulations. How was the win for you?
I don't know if it affected me as much. Maybe I just ignored it. I don't know. I'm not that good to say, hey, I'm shooting left or right, because I kind of go all over the place sometimes, so it didn't bother me.
Well, it's fun sometimes out there because it's totally different. I remember one of the gals telling us that she stepped out on that stage for the first time and couldn't even feel her fingers. So
yes, I'm shaking a little bit. So
yes.
Well,
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Go enjoy this win, and the title of national champion goes to you, so go enjoy it with your friends and family.
I will do that. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. That's going to be in the memory banks for quite a while.
Yeah. Definitely got her medal versus her pin.